Hate
No.
people.
Fuck, people suck.
Hate the human race.
You know,
Fuck them.
Oh,
screw the human race. Hello and welcome to the live stream of the Crafty Boys. We are a bunch of dudes that sit around, drink beer, and talk about all kinds of cool manly stuff. Hashtag Canadian man stuff. Men stuff or men. Basically,
Man stuff.
men with stuff. And
we talk
uh,
about pubic hair.
and pubic hair. So what else? I mean, you can't talk about anything else. I mean, that's really all you can do. So my name is Shane. I live in Vancouver. I do shit, and I'm gonna pass it off to Alan now.
Hey, I'm Alan. I'm in Victoria. I'm one of the Crafty Boys, and I'm going to pass it on to Dave, who is living in some hole in the ground somewhere. You live in a spider hole, don't you?
Nice pass.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah. You fumbled it so far. Who are you, Dave?
I'm a dude, and I don't do shit. I do stuff
Okay.
and shit, and I don't live in a spider hole.
Oh, you don't?
No. It's more. I don't know how I would describe it.
Now be careful.
more
Your
of a-
parents might be listening.
No, really not.
It's a shack,
More of
right?
like a rat's nest. I
Oh, a
think.
rat's nest, yes.
Yes, I think that's how I would describe it.
All right.
It's very
The
cozy.
thing that, huh?
It's very
What?
cozy.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic. So the
Absolutely.
three thing that we all have in common here with the Crafty Boys is we like to drink beer and we talk about stuff. What we do every single week is we try a different beer, we review it, and let you guys know what we think. So Shane, what's the beer this week?
Well, the beer this week is a beer out of Victoria, British Columbia, by the Phillips Brewing Company,
Yes.
and it is their flagship ginger beer. Now, I've had this before, but it has been a while. This is also Dave's choice. Dave, why did you pick this beer? You've been trying to get us to drink ginger beer for like weeks now, so just I want the background story here, man.
I likes my ginger.
All right, I'm doing the pour. I'm doing my pour here.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
look at
that's a
that.
nice color. Nice color. Okay. All
A
right.
nice little head developing there.
Little head there. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's some good head. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. All right, do your
Yeah,
pour, Alan.
baby. Okay, I'm doing my pour.
Oh,
I'm getting the same thing as
oh.
you. I mean, it's kind of repetitive here, but I didn't get quite the head that you got. Oh, now there we go. Okay.
Yeah, it's forming right now. There you go. That's not so bad.
All right.
Your glass is also a bit of a different shape there, so.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, where's your pour? Come on, show your pour, man. Show it.
He's
Huh?
pouring.
Huh?
Oh, wow, look at the head
That's
there.
head, gentlemen. That's how
Of
you
course,
get head.
of course, I was watching you pour it there, and you're kind of like a rogue pourer there, man. You're not doing it right, apparently.
Oh, the large amount of head that I got says different.
Wah, wah.
So,
So-
first off,
Smell
like
it.
just smelling it, I'm
That
smelling a
is a
lot of ginger.
strong smell.
It smells awesome.
Like I really smell the ginger.
Oh yeah, that is actually quite astounding. I mean, that's some pretty hardcore ginger. All
I
right,
can
I'm
taste
drinking.
it.
It is it's quite spicy. It's
Wow.
That is not bad. That is not bad at all.
Have you had
I'm
this
giving
one
that a
before,
10.
Dave?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No, I have not. The only ginger beer I've had is the Ginger Ninja.
The Ginger Ninja?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the hell is that? That's who makes that?
I think.
That's a good question. Maybe Alan knows.
Yeah, I
I can't
believe
remember.
it's Granville Island Brewery, but
That sounds about right.
I had no idea. That's kind of amazing, actually.
Yes, it is. It is made by Granville Island,
There you go.
It is a
It's
seasonal.
seasonal.
Actually, I just looked on the Beer Advocate webpage. It has been retired. It's no longer brewed. Out of
Oh, that's
production.
too
Oh,
bad.
seriously?
Yes.
Huh.
So much for that.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man. I really wish that Dave, I could support you in maintaining your love of this beer, but
But this beer is still in production and still being made
Very
and
much so.
available in BC at least. So if you're looking for a ginger beer, I guess this is kind of your only option.
It
So
would seem.
dive in, have fun.
so so what beer? Why did you choose this beer? So you're a ginger lover. Is that what you're telling me? That's all you're saying?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I like the non-alcoholic version too. Um, I actually made it many, many, many moons ago.
You made ginger
On
beer.
the non-alcoholic version, and it was really good. And I was just curious what it'd be like if it was a alcohol version of it, because like I was saying, I did try that Ginger Ninja, and I really liked it. It's probably my favorite beer I've ever had. I don't know what that says, that it's been frickin' retired, um, about my taste in beer. But anyways, um, yeah, I just thought I wanted to try and replicate that experience. And I actually looked for others because I knew already that this one was around. I'd seen it and I was curious about it, but I thought, well, I want to see if there's something different because I knew that at least one of you guys had had this stuff before. So I thought, well, I want to try and get something different. But
Well, this one I'm pretty sure I've had before. Not for a while though, and I was actually kind of surprised when I went to the store earlier this afternoon to pick up the beer. Um, there was only two left on the rack,
Hmm.
well,
so it's quite popular right now. I mean, it was almost completely cleaned out. So
wow.
I've had this one before as well, and like Shane, it hasn't been a long time since I've had it, or it has been a long time since I've had it, something like that. Anyway, it's easy to find. I do remember it having quite a bit of a bite to it, like this, but
Does.
but and I have to ask you guys. I mean, you guys have all had like traditional ginger beer, right? Like
yeah,
the soft drink, right?
Yep.
Does this really taste like ginger beer to you?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I totally think
Yeah,
so.
because it strikes me as this doesn't. This strikes me as a beer that has been brewed the traditional way with ginger added to it.
Hmm.
Ginger
That's not
added.
that's not
Well,
necessarily a bad thing. It's still a good flavor, but I don't
yeah.
know that this is traditional ginger beer brewed the traditional way. I don't think it is. And that's what I was hoping for when I tried this the very first time. I was thinking it was going to be an actual ginger beer brewed the traditional way when this is actually just a beer that is infused with ginger.
I'd be
But
curious to know what kind of work goes into making a traditional ginger beer, actually.
yeah, I
That'd
looked
be
it
cool.
up. I don't remember, but I mean, the ingredients on this list water, barley, hops, yeast, and ginger. I don't remember that a traditional ginger beer has barley or hops in it.
Ah, so we're talking non-alcoholic.
Well, as we discussed last week with the root beer stuff, I mean, when you make root beer or ginger beer the traditional way, and you put yeast in it and you let it ferment long enough with the sugars, it's going to create alcohol as a byproduct. It'll
Sure.
do that naturally.
Right.
Um, it's just a matter of removing the yeast from it before the alcohol can develop, and that's how you create a non-alcoholic version. To create an alcoholic version, you just do everything that you do normally. You just let it ferment longer.
Ah, okay. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean,
That would be good to find something like that. I would be curious to see the difference in flavors.
mhm. Yeah, I'm not sure if the differences would be that great. Um, but the first time I tried this, I was disappointed. I was expecting a different flavor,
Yeah.
and I mean, this is still good. It's still good in its own right, and um, I think this is a good sort of summer afternoon drinking beer. I don't know if I would have it necessarily at night. I would have it, on a hot sunny day. It's got a bite to it, but it's refreshing.
Mm.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not necessarily going to drink this with something else, are you?
I don't know. I think it depends. If you're having like maybe Smokies or something really casual, like traditional like barbecue fare, it might go well with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
on a summer afternoon or something.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, if you're having like a heavy like filet mignon or something, I wouldn't choose this
This
as the
definitely
pairing.
does not match.
No.
Yes, let's have some red meat with our ginger beer because that's how we like to roll. There's something really important about that right there.
Then
Yeah, no,
again, maybe it would go well with like British kind of things, like bangers and mash or something like that.
that's true. I could see that. I mean, that's something that there used to be this restaurant near our place, which is sadly gone, and it was the only place you could actually go and get an English breakfast, which basically was you go in, you'd get bangers and mash with the toast with the blood pudding thing, and
Ew.
what am I missing? I'm missing something.
Haggis.
Not haggis. Baked beans. So apparently that's sort of the traditional breakfast. Now I don't know if that's like a North American thing, if that's what we think an English breakfast is all about. Because a lot of the people that I've talked to that are from Britain are like, porridge, man. What the hell? Why blood sausage? Why? So yeah, maybe it's a North American thing for all
I think
know.
they probably eat Cheerios,
Yeah, that.
like everybody else.
Oh God, I haven't had cereal in probably a good almost 20 years now. I hate cereal. It's awful.
What?
I loathe cereal, man. I'm not a cereal fan. I lost interest in cereal. Probably the last bowl of cereal I had was ET cereal, which was this sort of peanut butter chocolate.
That's like 30 years ago, dude.
I know. It's been ages, but that's like a proper bowl of cereal. I mean, I could be ignoring the fact that I might, I may have had Cheerios somewhere in between there, but I was not really a huge fan. So since I was, a lot younger, Alphabets were cool. But I was the weird kid that when I got older, I started eating things like
Blood pudding?
yeah, blood pudding and virgins. No, I started eating shredded wheat, but not the little tiny ones. The actual like those big biscuit things.
Oh,
those big
Weetabix. Yeah.
biscuits. So I'd shred those up and I'd put a little brown sugar on it, and I enjoyed that. For
Nice.
some bizarre reason, I don't know why. I think it's just the way my parents cooked, or just maybe my palate changed when I was growing. But I started liking really bland food. So like I would be as happy eating a steak or just white rice. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like nice tasting things. I'm just saying that left to my own devices, I would just eat bland food the entire time.
Okay.
And I'd like to actually welcome Locke to the show. He's not at his computer at the moment. I hear him banging or doing something in the background. I'm certainly sure he'll be back. Oh, and
there he is.
coughing. There he is. Bare-chested Locke Fulton, everybody.
How you doing?
Where the hell are you, man? Are you still in Toronto?
No, I'm far north of Toronto. I'm past Gravenhurst. Yeah. So I don't know. How's your Ontario geography?
Pretty crappy.
Right.
But
Okay.
Gravenhurst, I have an idea of where that is.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, north is what you want to think. So if you know where Toronto is, north of Toronto. Let me see if I can improve the lighting in here a little.
Production quality.
Well, you know,
We have none.
we have to neglect it, but let's do this. Here we go.
There we go. Locks underwear, everybody.
Box underwear, everybody. Yeah.
So we were just actually talking about the beer that we're enjoying this evening, the Phillips ginger beer out of Victoria, and we're just thinking about how it's an okay beer, but it's definitely a daytime thing. And we were actually trying to figure out what kind of foods would actually pair with it easily. But before you speak on that topic, what beer are you drinking right now?
So I am not drinking Phillips because I could not get much of anything out this part of the world. Now that said, that's not to say that I couldn't get anything at all. Just nothing at all from BC really. So the only Phillips beer that's in Ontario right now at any of the stores, so far as I can tell, is Electric Unicorn. You figure that one out and you get back to me because I don't get it.
Hey, Lockhart, I have to ask, what is that flashing thing above your head?
That is a fan.
It's a what?
Fan. That is a fan.
Oh, a fan. Okay.
I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but it was above 35 today.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
God,
No, that's
man.
fine. I just see this like flashing white light above your head, and it's kind of like.
Where are you staying right now?
So I'm out at the lake.
Oh, you're at the lake. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's got the lake house.
Lake house. Yeah. Okay. More light than. You know me. I like it kind of moody or whatever. But let's see.
Yeah.
Show this place off to advantage.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Is that good? Can we see?
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's not a bad. Like good digs, really. Check the roof.
Yeah.
That is impressive, actually. That's quite impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Robert LeBlond, architect.
Wow.
What lake is this again? Remind me, I've forgotten.
So, this is Lake Muskoka. I am roughly around about what is called Torrance, but you probably won't find that on a lot of maps. What you might find is Bala. Anybody who's ever attended live music out of the Muskokas probably did it at the Bala Key.
The
Interesting.
Bala Key. Key to Bala. Oh, there it is. I found it. That's kind of cool. I totally want to go there now. It is again in the middle of nowhere, but whatever.
I think I could handle it if I was staying in a place like what Locke's in right now.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Holy cow.
Okay. So before Locke entered, we were talking about breakfast cereals, and I had a question.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So when I was a kid, I mean, my mom was totally into health. Like I could only have, there was like maybe 3 cereals that I could have, and one would be like shredded wheat and Cheerios, like regular Cheerios, and Shreddies. That was it. That was what I could have, because everything else was just pure sugar. But I really wanted those other things. So what breakfast cereals did you always want to try but you couldn't? Shane, we'll start with you.
Captain Crunch. That was one cereal that I've always wanted to have, but when I was a kid. Now I can't imagine stomaching anything at all, to be honest. But that was always kind of the one. That one, and also I could also say probably Lucky Charms. I'd say Lucky Charms was another one that I never actually. I think I've had it, but I don't recall. And I gather that Lucky Charms has gotten to the point where you can actually get Lucky Charms just with the marshmallows. So they've actually taken out the whatever
The
the
nutritious
bits were.
component.
So yeah, exactly.
Nice. Dave.
What did I want when I was a kid but wasn't allowed? You know what? That's actually a tough call, because nothing is coming to mind. All I can think of is, oh my god, most of that stuff is disgusting.
Yeah.
Most of the
Okay,
stuff
so-
that passes
so-
as cereal.
But
So-
when you were 12, though,
We were 12. I mean,
and you thought they were disgusting then?
well, no, probably not. I'm racking my brain trying to think, okay, what did I see that I would have wanted? Because I had the same situation as Alan, for sure. My mom
Well, same for me.
refused
By the
to
way,
get
the
that kind
cereals
of
that I did access, the ones that I wasn't allowed to have, were always at other people's homes. The only stuff we had at home was Cheerios.
That was the
all
only
I got.
reason why I wanted to go sleep over at my friends' houses, so in the morning I could have the fun cereals.
There was something about our parents growing up that forced us to. They were either really ahead of the game for making sure their kids weren't going to die of some horrible sugar-related disease before they were 15. But I don't know. I still wish that I had at some point.
You know what I
that
always
kind of
wanted to have? I always wanted to have like one of those cereals that would turn the milk chocolate, like Cocoa Puffs. You guys remember Cocoa Puffs? I'm
I've never
cuckoo
had
for
it, though.
Cocoa Puffs. No, I've never had it either.
I had
Chocula.
Count
No.
Chocula, yeah.
So Count Chocula, I've done, and
Done.
this is a funny story because
Did you freebase it?
no, we were denied Count Chocula as kids, but me and my sisters somehow obtained a box of this stuff, and I don't remember exactly how this worked, but I think we were given money for groceries that we were supposed to spend responsibly, and we maybe decided that we wanted Count Chocula instead. And we were all like, oh, we're totally doing this. We're going to be bad. We're going to get Count Chocula. And I think the real disappointment was the marshmallows. They sucked. They weren't marshmallows. They were these dried, like, styrofoam chips that were painted brown or something. Like, it was such a letdown. It was one of the first moments where it was sort of like, the adults lied to us. They're liars. Adults are liars. You know?
Well, there was Count Chocula, there was Frankenberry,
And Boo Berry.
oh right, Boo Berry.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is a Boo Berry?
No idea.
So,
No
I
idea.
get the Count Chocula. I kind of get it.
It was the ghost one, I
I
think.
get the
is whole idea, right?
Frankenberry. I don't know what Boo Berry. I don't know what a boo is.
Well, don't forget there was also
Okay.
Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute.
What?
There was more. There was Fruit Brute. Okay, so Count Chocula was their main one. Frankenberry, Boo Berry, Fruit Brute, which was a frosted fruit cereal, and then Yummy Mummy.
Oh,
Who
right,
knew?
with the mummy.
Seriously?
Yeah, it had the mummy, and he was like, oh, I'm
Bandages.
Yummy Mummy. Which is really kind of disgusting as you think about it. But I mean, there's a whole bunch of these things that you have to remember that were in your case, where you had the lying, bastards who, faked you out for the Count Chocula marshmallows. The whole thing was the milk was supposed to be the answer, and I know that I stopped drinking milk when my mother started buying 1% milk. I had been used to the 2%. They went to 1%, then eventually skimmed, and I could never drink it after that. I wanted the full 2% experience, but it was kind
full
of
2% experience. That's hardly full, man.
well, I know,
Whole
but
milk.
growing up, when it's your only exposure to milk,
Yeah,
that
fair
I mean,
enough.
whole milk exactly is going to be the whole thing, right? But I just couldn't do it, and to this day, I can't drink milk. There's no way. Yeah.
Okay, so
I love it. I love it.
speaking of corporations selling something to you and selling it as one thing, and then you buy it and it's something completely different. Okay, I eat healthy now because I'm getting older.
I eat healthy. I like that pause.
So anyway,
pause
I
in
mean,
there.
I don't go to Tim Hortons.
You
and buy
go
milk.
for Quiznos instead of Subway, is what you're saying.
No. So sometimes used to, a long time ago, I used to go to Tim Hortons maybe once a week and get a donut. I don't do that anymore. But once in a while, Tim Hortons will introduce a donut that I'm like, oh, I've got to try that. One of my favorite things is Reese peanut butter cup. So they've come out with this donut. It's called the Reese Piece Donut or something like that. And it looks really good. It's like a donut. It's like a cream filled. It looks like it should be cream filled. It's got chocolate on it and it's got peanut butter cups on it. So I bought this thing, and it's a premium donut, so you have to pay extra for it. And I bought it, and I ended up sharing it with a coworker, and we were just so disappointed. It's just a Boston cream donut with 3 little peanut butter cups stuck to the top. I could have bought a Boston cream donut for way less than I paid for this thing and put on 3 little things on it and had the same experience. Why would they do that?
Gotten real and put one of those proper peanut butter cups on top of your donut.
If you were going to make a Reese peanut butter cup donut, I mean, you can get the Reese spread, right? So, I mean, wouldn't you just make the donut and fill it with the spread, or even fill it with peanut butter, and then you got your chocolate on the top? I mean, that would be a Reese donut, right? I mean, if you buy a Reese donut, aren't you expecting peanut butter to be involved in it in some way, and not Boston cream?
I would think so. Yeah. That would be my expectation.
Yes. So it was mine. So boo to Tim Hortons for marketing a Reese donut that has no peanut butter in it.
Well, I will point this out, by the way, that when Frankenberry was released, and this
He was released?
He was released. The cereal included an indigestible pigment that turned children's feces pink, a symptoms referred to as Frankenberry stool. That is got to be one of the most disgusting things I have ever heard.
Oh, wow.
I gotta say, my parents, thank you for providing me a life experience that is free from Frankenberry stool. My parents aren't crazy. They were saving me from Frankenberry cereal.
You should just see your mom just like, don't buy him that, Bob. His poop will be pink.
Shh, my sister's watching us now. She just started chatting me, going, "I'm watching you guys now." Hi, Lock Dave
Seriously?
Allen. Yeah, she's probably our one
Oh.
listener from last week. Um,
Yeah.
so basically, yeah. So being saved from a horrible experience of Frankenberry stool, I can't imagine what Count Chocula does to your innards. Um,
Well, it's brown. You would never know if it
Yeah.
discolored your stool.
Mercy.
and by the way, these cereals are only made for 3 months out of the year, surrounding Halloween, as of 2010. So yeah, so you can't
There's
actually get the cereal throughout the year.
Interesting.
His parents en masse realized how absolutely disgusting the stuff was.
Well, it's different now. I mean, most parents are now the way our parents were when we were kids.
So
Worse.
you've turned into your parents then? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying that more people have turned into. Well, see, the thing is that I don't deny my kids these cereals. I'll buy them Fruit Loops once in a while. I'll buy them the Frosted Flakes. Fruit Loops, man, that's
You're
such an
a
awesome
child
cereal.
Where you force your kid to smoke a whole pack and then he'll never touch them again.
No. I guess I kind of did that with McDonald's. They won't touch the stuff, but
Well, the only time I've ever actually, this is not even my parent. Come to think of it, this is actually David Corey's mom. Years and years ago, I was hanging out at David's place, and we were watching television or playing Atari or something, and Dave picked up a box of matches that were near the like the wood stove they had in their living room, and he lit a couple, and that was kind of it. But his sister, of course, saw this and freaked out and told his parents that he had been playing with matches. And somehow I got sucked into this. Like, I wasn't playing with matches. I told him not to play with them. So next thing I know, I'm outside in the sandbox lighting a box of wooden matches of 500 matches. His mom had gone out and bought these 2 boxes and forced us to light them in the sandbox. So we had to light these damn things, and it was so boring. I'm like, I was not the one lighting these matches. I don't know why I'm in trouble. But yeah, so we lit all these matches and started getting creative with these matches in the sandbox, like building, little tiny structures with the wet sand and whatnot, and then trying to burn them all down and stuff. Which I really, in hindsight, years later, kind of going, I don't know if that encouraged us to enjoy or get creative with burning wood and matches, or if it actually taught us a lesson, because I don't feel that I was learning anything. I still, to this day, didn't feel like I learned anything. But I think the reason was that I had no interest in playing with matches anyway, so... and Dave, when he was a kid, he ate the wrong food coloring and he'd go crazy. So, it was it was probably one of those moments, right? So... But that's the only time that I've ever really had. My dad never said, "Let's smoke a cigar," because I was never interested in smoking. I was never interested in, maybe. I don't know. I guess I didn't have any of these sort of typical vices that parents sit down with their kids and like, okay, smoke a whole pack. Let's see how you like it then. That kind of stuff. My sister, by the way, in the comment chat here for our live stream, is saying that. My mother let her get corn pops. That I remember. I do remember my mother buying corn pops for my sister. I seem to recall having them at some point. I don't know if we had a lot of them, but I seem to recall having them. But really, I swear, ever since the E.T. experience, because here's the thing. Now there's some context around this whole E.T. thing where the E.T. cereal was peanut butter and chocolate, and it made the milk really gross. For one, but we were also doing this stupid swamp water thing where you took Coca-Cola, milk, and mixed them together.
Oh.
And I only found out years later.
Is that like the shit mix of before you start drinking alcohol or something?
I think so. But the thing was, I actually looked this up years later. That apparently milk and the syrup, the corn syrup or the fructose or whatever it is in Coca-Cola, the reaction is similar to mint. Like the flavor after the reaction is mint. So, and that's what I remember. I remember drinking this stuff going, oh, it tastes like mint. And not really, I mean, hell, I was, 12, 11, somewhere in there. So, it was not an alien. I wouldn't do it today. I mean, I barely can stomach the idea of going, like, up to a software drink thing at, like, 7-Eleven and going, I'll have some Coke, and then I'll put some cream soda in, and then I'm going to throw in some Fanta, and that'll be great. Like, there's no way in hell I would do that now. Like, it's just not
I can't even do that with a Slurpee. I have to get one flavor, and that's
the only flavors I'll mix in a Slurpee are Coca-Cola with or Pepsi, whatever they have at the time, and cream soda. Those two I can put together. But granted, I only have Slurpees once a year if I remember, and that's on 7-Eleven, which just I guess passed by a couple weeks ago and I didn't even remember. So because they give them away for free, right? So yeah. So those are the days of mixing really fucking up things together to be like, let's totally have this. This is amazing. And in 10, 20 years we're gonna have like some weird cancer that's only caused by these things we ingested. Yeah, just like Frankenberry stool. You've got Frankenberry bowel cancer. Welcome. My sister is revealing that she made a gross shit mix of Dad's alcohol once. I actually remember. Hey, do you guys remember the first time that you had a sibling get loaded?
Nope.
No, actually.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
remember that.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be telling this story, but I remember it.
Well, I'll tell the one that my sister did. Speaking of Dad's alcohol mixing, there was this time where I was at home, my dad was at home, my sister was off at some sort of choir-related event, and like they had a performance, and then they hung out afterwards. And I don't know if this was her first time with a bit of the sauce, but my dad said, "Hey, I just got a call from your sister or whoever called, and she's had a few too many, so they want us to come get her." So yes, my sister's like, "No, don't tell the story." Sucks to be you. So anyway, so we went, and we picked her up, and the whole point, the thing I remember most about the thing is, A, she wouldn't shut up about if my mom was in bed or not, but two, was that she had like about 9 pounds of gum in her mouth, and she was trying to chew this gum and try to talk at the same time, and it was amazing because she pulled it off. That's how amazing my sister is. She just pulled it off. She was cool as a cucumber, except for the fact, I mean, granted, she was saying like every minute or so, "Is Mom in bed to sleep?" It's like, I don't know. I didn't check when we left. And anyway, my dad. But here's the thing: as a sibling, it was kind of like, yeah, okay, this is kind of amusing. My dad, though, he enjoyed himself way more because he was just laughing his ass off, doing the sort of thing. And at some point, he started to like poke at my sister, like, "Oh yeah, she's totally awake and she's waiting for you," and that kind of stuff. Even though we had no idea, like, as we left the house, I don't even know if my mother would know we left. So I mean, it was kind of amazing that she pulled off this gum trick, which I don't think I ever tried. Come to think of it, because I didn't actually drink anything until I was, I guess my 19th birthday, really. I mean, my father and I might have given me something earlier on, like younger, but I don't remember it. So either it was really good, or he never did. So, but falling asleep at that club watching some band play, and Alan and Todd telling me to fucking wake up because I was gonna get thrown out.
Yeah, I remember that. You used to doze off every time you had a drink.
Mm-hmm.
That was your deal.
For the longest time, I would like have a beer and I'd be like,
you wouldn't even have a beer; you'd have half.
My sister's informing me that she was 15 when this happened, by the way.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Wow.
But So yeah, so I mean, I was more interested in computers, I think, at the time than much else.
Nerd.
Nerd. Um, because I also didn't learn to drive until I was 17. It was actually quite literally my 17th birthday. My mother knocks on my bedroom door and says, "Get up! It's time to go for your driving lesson." And I was like, "What?" And sure enough, there was some dude outside waiting in the driveway with his learning car thing, and
Car.
as I was going outside, one of those Volvos with
Yeah.
pedals on both sides and two steering wheels. Um, and I said, "Oh, okay, cool. So I'll learn to drive." And she said, "Yes, because you have to drive your sister around now." Like that was basically the only reason. I was just basically hired labor, or indentured labor. You live under this roof. You're learning to drive, so you can drive your sister to her events. So yeah. By the way, for anyone joining the stream right now, this is really, oh my god. For my sister, this is the ginger beer we're drinking today, from Phillips Brewing in downtown Vancouver.
And how is it? Tell me about it.
Alan, you actually had the strongest opinion about it.
Yes, I did. Just to recap earlier in the show, it's good. It has a lot of bite to it. I was a little bit disappointed when I first tried it because I know what traditional ginger beer tastes like, and that this isn't it. This is just a beer that's infused with ginger, not a ginger beer. So from that token, I think they should maybe call it something else. But I mean, it's still good in its own right. I'm enjoying it. It's just not what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave chose this because he likes non-alcoholic beer.
Yes.
Mainly because he's a wuss.
No.
My sister is telling me that I need to try the Phillips tonics and tell people about Todd's drunken story. But I'm not sure if that fits tonight's topic.
No.
Whoa, back up. So tonight's topic again, it was breakfast cereals. Is that what the topic was?
No, actually, the reason we got talking about breakfast cereals is because the topic that Alan suggested was about there is a thing in the summer where people are mixing beer with ice cream. And I think that just kind of morphed into somebody brought up breakfast cereals, and that's kind of where we went.
You did.
But did I bring up? Really?
Yeah.
Is that me? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So fuck you guys. But yeah, no. The article actually is talking about specifically in Big Rig Brewery, Kanata, Ontario, has a 6.2% hoppy IPA that goes really well with vanilla ice cream.
Huh.
And I kind of enjoy that idea because I've actually had Guinness with vanilla ice cream, and that actually works. I don't know how it works, but it does. Some people are talking about Mill Street Coffee Porter, which we've actually talked about.
Yeah, Mill Street Coffee Porter. Now that's
people are mixing with chocolate ice cream. Some oatmeal stouts with coffee flavored ice cream. Triple chocolate cherry being mixed with a Toronto brewery called Black Oak, which I guess they have a stout called Triple Chocolate Cherry that works with chocolate or vanilla ice cream. So I'm basically, this is the thing about beers, about how people are getting adventurous with being able to mix them with things, just like 12-year-old kids mixing Coke and milk together. So. There's all kinds of things that they're doing, and I think that's kind of nice because this is episode 24, so really we've had probably about 26-ish beers on the show. Probably a few more because I know we had a couple shows that had multiple beers, and Locke, you've brought I don't know how many different beers just by yourself because I can't find it, but here are the 5 I picked up last night. And that kind of stuff, right? So, but granted, you always follow the theme, like IPAs. Well, this is an IPA too. It might not be the one we're talking about, but here you go. So yeah, but these kinds of things where all of the beers we've had think back. Now, if you guys can think of any of the beers that have been on the show, what ones would you mix? Say, well, we'll go with this article and say, what would you put ice cream in? And what kind of ice cream?
Oh gosh.
Now there's a place, I think it's Greg's Ice Cream in Toronto. They make beer ice cream, stout ice cream.
No way.
Okay, tell me more.
Way. So that's the ice cream I would pick straight out of the gate, and I would put that, on. What stout do I like right now? If I could, I don't know if I can get it in growlers. I'm guessing I probably can, but the Three Brewers on Yonge Street, I would see if they've got a stout, and I would maybe put it on that. Next.
Okay. I think stouts actually work really well. Like I've had Guinness with a vanilla ice cream in it, probably twice now, I think. The only difference though was that the not the ice cream, the beer was super chilled, like it was really, really cold. So I mean, it was. I don't know. I'm trying to think because I've had Guinness not necessarily warm, but it's not necessarily really that cold, but it's kind of in that zone of if I open this can, will my bedroom repeat itself? Because one of these things, the first time I ever had Guinness was when Locke, again, completely corrupting me, brought Guinness to when I lived in my parents' basement, and I remember this because we were drinking some other beer, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna try this Guinness, and Locke's like, I haven't put it in the fridge, and and that's when I opened it, and for the next 10 years there was like this beer explosion on my ceiling because I opened the Guinness and it just boom, like the nitrogen hit and it was just like a bomb.
To be fair, that was in the early days of the nitro can, but like the engineering I think may have still been a little loose on that number. But
So, by the way, I just looked up Greg's Ice Cream in Toronto. It's gregsicecream.com/scoop happy. They have a happiness randomizer on their website, which I'm just going to randomize a few things. Order a cake for no special occasion whatsoever. Have some apple pie with vanilla ice cream. Eat melted chocolate with your hands. Good suggestions. I haven't found anyone with beer in it yet, but I'll put a few.
I don't know if they still make it. I know they used to. I haven't seen it in a while, which is disappointing. Greg's, if you're out there, get to work.
Yeah, they've got a happiness project that hasn't had any activity since 2010, so I got to say they were completely ahead of the game for finding a happiness thing to do. So hey, why not? Because how can ice cream be wrong when you mix it with beer? Dave, what have you ever mixed beer with anything?
Ooh, I think I've had shandies once or twice. That's pretty kind of you do that, right? So it's not really that exciting. I wouldn't imagine.
Exciting and new.
I mean, for me, ice cream, you don't need to mix it with anything. And you have it any time of year. You just eat it. Because ice cream is just that kind of a food, You
don't mix it with anything?
You don't mix it with anything.
No chocolate sauce,
excuses. You don't need excuses, and you don't need anything besides your ice cream. Because ice cream is like manna from heaven. At least if it's decent ice cream.
Manna from heaven. Alan, have you done any adventuring in the beer mixing market?
The only kind of beer mixing I've done is mixing a beer with another beer.
Oh my god, that's dangerous. What did you do?
Well, actually, you did this with me.
Did I?
On my 40th. It was really good.
What did we mix?
We took Phillips Longboat,
yeah,
which is a double chocolate porter,
yeah,
and we mixed it half and half with a cannery blackberry porter.
Oh, right.
That's why the
You're right.
friggin'
That actually did work.
And it was amazing. It was an amazing concoction.
I can see Locke kind of going.
Yeah, he's thinking.
What have I got? What have I got in the fridge here right now that I can try that with?
No. I've got nothing at all in that realm. Like that's pretty exotic where I am right now. Okay, but there was something in the fridge here the other day which I could not finish. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I'm adventurous.
Yeah.
I like shandies. I've done shandies. I know what shandies are about. I actually kind of like a shandy once in a while. What the fuck is it with radlers? What is it?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
I
okay.
am sorry, but no. I mean, lemonade, all right. Grapefruit juice, though? Really? You're going to mix that with a beer? I mean, it's the lowest alcohol beer drink I think I've ever drunk, and somehow it just... I have half a glass, and I'm like, feeling queasy.
Okay.
The floor is doing that. I'm feeling, I don't know if I can do this.
So the Radler is interesting. Okay, it was developed by a German who is a cycling enthusiast.
Okay. Well, I maybe can't relate, but
so this is where the style comes from. It's popular with cyclists who are riding long distances. They get to their destination and they want to have a beer or something. So they have a Radler, which is low alcohol. It's kind of got a bit of a flavor going, so they don't get stupid for their ride back.
But it makes them puke.
Yes, I mean I think it's a bad idea, but I mean I see the point, kind of, sort of.
I mean, yeah. If other people like them, I'm not gonna stand in the way. Do what you will, But man, I got something in me just doesn't process the flavor of grapefruit juice alongside the flavor of malted anything very well.
To each beer is its own.
Now, on the subject of mixing beer with other things, I've probably done something which plenty of other people would feel the same way about, admittedly. Though, people have, coffee porters all the time, right? Coffee stout, coffee, like it's a thing, right? But as an experiment, one day I decided I was going to have half iced coffee, half beer. And I got to tell you, it was the perfect wake-me-up. You know what I mean? Like, it was the caffeine kind of wakes you up. The alcohol kind of makes the wake-up not that rough, I thought it was a really good experience. I don't know if everybody would feel that way. But here's the thing, like coffee and sort of a barley flavor. I think those are more compatible than sort of like a barley flavor and like a grapefruit flavor. If you see what I mean?
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Wow.
Well,
Just saying.
we've been talking about beer and ice cream and beer mixing and all kinds of cool things. But we've been at it for a while, so I think we're pretty close to the end there, especially since for Locke it's like 9 in the morning. So first of all, Alan, where are people going to find you? If they want to find you online and they would like to go, I want to know more about the Crafty Boys, where are they going to find you, sir?
Well, I think they can go on Twitter and find me there. And what they should do is go up to put their face right up to their screen and go, Alan! Alan, where are you? And no, they can look me up at Alan M. Ford. And that's it. You hit enter.
So, Dave, same question, sir.
Indeed, sir. I can also be found on the Twitterverse at the Fool. That's the PHULE.
And Locke, of course, deep in the wilds of Ontario.
Wilds of Ontario. Yeah, Lockie Fulton at on Twitter. Twitter Lockie Fulton. Yeah, one of the. I've never looked anybody up on Twitter. I'll be honest. So many.
And of course, you can find me also on Twitter at ShaneBWE. That's Shane B with 2 E's at the end. Wow, that's really professional. That was highly surprising. I wasn't expecting that at all from this game. So,
That's a classy ending, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you again, everybody, for watching. I want you to, of course, if you want to know more about the Crafty Boys, you want to follow one of our crap we get up to, you can, of course, go to thecraftyboys.ca to check out the website, or you can, of course, follow us on Twitter at also twitter.com/thecraftyboys. And of course, you can, if you want to check us out every Wednesday night, starting around 9:30ish Pacific Standard, you can, of course, watch us stream live as we burp and be unprofessional like the best of them that on a Wednesday night. What else do you do on a Wednesday night? You don't work, you don't do anything, you just kind of goof off like fools, and that's what we're supposed to do. So, thank you again for watching. Thank you to my sister, who for some reason decided to watch today. And I embarrassed her, of course, which is how it will be from now on. Thank you guys for coming out. I will see you all next week. Hopefully, Locke, you'll still be in the country. Yeah. Say goodbye.
Bye.